Have you ever wanted to date a creepypasta? Because I know a lot of people do. I definitely am not one of those people. I was terrified of creepypastas back in the day, okay? Like, I was convinced Slender Man was going to come in the middle of the night and kill me, and Candle Cove gave me nightmares. But after making some videos on dark dating games like the Ghost Atome Homicipher and the Yandere dating sim Yanderella, it made me wonder if there was a dating sim for any of the creepypasta killers, because I know people went nuts for them back in the day. Anyway, shortly after I had that thought, TikTok showed me a video that was like, wanna date a creepypasta? Then play the Bloody Painter dating sim. It was actually really weird. Like, how did TikTok know that's what I was looking for? Actually, TikTok probably just thought I wanted more Dark Atome games after I kept watching videos of Mr. Crawling after I finished my Homicipher video. Anyway, today I want to tell you all about the terrifying game where you can date a creepypasta, Bloody Painter dating sim. And this isn't just some fan game, okay? This was made by the actual creator of the Bloody Painter creepypasta. I kind of love that. They knew what the people wanted and they gave it to them. Okay, but first, let's rewind a little bit. What is a creepypasta? I'm sure most of you already know, but just in case you don't, creepypastas are online scary stories that the author and everyone in the comments would sort of pretend were real to add on to the legend. Think Slenderman, Jeff the Killer, Eyeless Jack, and the star of today's video, Bloody Painter. The Bloody Painter actually was not a creepypasta that I was familiar with prior to discovering this game. So I decided to look into his story. Basically, he's an abused boy who turned into a killer, like many creepypasta characters. But what makes him unique is that he uses the bodies of his victims to create grotesque works of art that he finds to be beautiful. So, after learning all about this man, do you want to date him? No? Well, the main character of Bloody Painter Dating Sim does, so let's get into it. But first, the disclaimer. Please do not take this video as a serious review. In these videos, I focus more on the story rather than any gameplay, and I also retell the story while attempting to be funny along the way. So if you're looking for a spoiler-free, critical review, this is not the video for you. Also, please do not take this video as me hating on this game. I genuinely enjoy all of the games I talk about, even if I'm poking fun at them. We're just here to have some fun. Okay, disclaimer over. Let's date a creepypasta. The game opens with a whole bunch of warnings and a PSA to not fall in love with murderers. I appreciate this message at the start because honestly, some people might need that wake-up call to recognize that certain behaviors are manipulative. And I mean, yeah, you probably shouldn't fall in love with murderers either. Unless they're fictional, because in that case, you can't stop me. Anyway, then the game starts and we meet our nameless self-insert protagonist who really reminds me of the main character in Mystic Messenger. From here on, I'm just going to refer to her as MC. So MC wakes up in a creepy locked room and realizes that she's been kidnapped. There's some food left on the floor for her, which you have the option to throw all over the wall for some reason. I don't know why you would choose to do that, but okay. Then we meet the Bloody Painter himself. If you decided to throw your food at the wall, he cleans it up, leaves, and never feeds you again, which is obviously a bad ending. But if you didn't do that, the Bloody Painter will talk to you.
The freezer is full. And there's no space for more. 7 days. There won't be space until 7 days later. If you die now, you'll rot.
Okay. Anyway, let's talk about the Bloody Painter himself. The mask and the way he talks reminds me of those faceless Let's Players that were huge back in the day. There'd be tons of fan art with them with dark hair and masks on. Every time I looked at this guy, I could not stop thinking that. Moving on, he explains that he didn't poison her food. He needs to keep her alive until there's room for her body in the freezer in 7 days. After that pleasant conversation, he leaves. What a lovely introduction to the man we're supposed to fall in love with. The next day, Bloody Painter leaves the door unlocked. MC leaves her prison and stumbles upon the room where Bloody Painter keeps all of his artwork. Now, it is imperative that you don't act like a normal person and freak out over this sight, because that will get you killed.
The last thing I welcome is an uneducated person like you.
Instead, you need to admire the artwork and say that it's beautiful.
Don't you consider it cruel or bloodthirsty to them? You're such a weirdo.
I don't know if there's anything that would hurt my self-esteem more than a serial killer calling me a weirdo. Like, what do you mean I'm the weirdo? You're the one making corpse art. Anyway, if you're in this situation in real life, this might be a pretty good strategy, you know? Act like you admire the killer's work, try to relate to them, and make them see you as a human being rather than just another kill. However, that is not what MC is doing here. Unfortunately, she is dead serious about admiring his work, which is very concerning. Bloody Painter locks her back up, and the next day, he brings her over to a dead body he plans to use as his next work of art. He asks where she thinks the first cut should be, and you're given a few choices. Now, do not pick the can't do it option. This will make MC hesitate to stab the body, and it'll lead to a bad ending.
You are indeed pretending.
God forbid a girl is nervous about her first time making dead body art. That doesn't mean she's not passionate about it. It's pretty obvious, but you also shouldn't try to stab Bloody Painter either.
You are indeed pretending.
I wasn't pretending! I just wanted you to be my first work of art! So what you need to do is just be super gung-ho about it and stab the corpse. Then he'll work on the art with her. How romantic? Yeah, I'm sure that's it. I mean, it must be really hard not having anyone who shares your love for killing people and making artwork out of them. The next day, MC notices that Bloody Painter accidentally dropped the key to her room on the floor, so she uses it to escape. Creative time? That's what we're calling it? She finds a secret passage leading up to the main part of the house. There, she sees Bloody Painter laying on the couch without his mask. If you thought that now would be the perfect time to escape, you would be wrong. Yeah, he has bear traps surrounding his house, because of course he does. He also lives in a cabin in the middle of nowhere, so good luck trying to find civilization. So instead of escaping, she looks around the cabin and discovers that Bloody Painter's real name is Helen Otis, and at one point in time, he was in a mental hospital. All of this is lore for the original Bloody Painter story. MC discovers that he has a fever, so she decides to get him a cool cloth and make him some hot chocolate. He wakes up looking quite startled.
You saw me faint and didn't choose to run away. You're such a weirdo.
Yeah, I've got to agree with you this time. Trying to nurse your crazed, murderous kidnapper back to health is in fact a weirdo move.
Bloody Painter. That's the name they gave me for my modus operandi. If you find it difficult to pronounce, you can call me BP.
BP. Yeah, I don't like it. It just reminds me of the oil company. But it is easier than saying Bloody Painter over and over again, so BP it is.
By the way, you better not try to escape. There are traps all around the cabin, and only I know how to get in and out safely.
Yeah, I learned that one the hard way. Then MC falls asleep on the couch, and BP doesn't take her back to her room. He lets her stay in the main house with him. The next day, the police show up and want to search BP's house, because there are reports of people going missing in the area.
Yes, come in. Please, follow my footsteps. I placed some traps near the cabin to protect against wild wolves and bears. You don't want to step on them.
Yes, the wolves and the bears. That is totally why I have these traps surrounding my house. Not at all because I have victims in here that I don't want to escape. Also, please do not mind how creepy and monotone my voice is. There is nothing weird about it or me at all. MC doesn't rat BP out and pretends to be a friend that's visiting him. That night, as she falls asleep, BP approaches her. expecting something a little more appreciative or romantic, like, thank you for hiding my murders and corpse art from the police. But no, just tisk.
Tisk.
For the next few days, BP and MC bond and get to know each other better. They talk about books and food and the type of art he wanted to turn her into.
I was going to make you into some kind of doll at first. Your eyes are beautiful, but if they are left alone, they'll become rotten and sunken. So I would like to dig your eyes out and put them in a glass jar and soak them in formalin to preserve them. Glass beads will be placed in the empty eye sockets to replace the eyes. You look very pleasing to the eye, so I would also like to keep the head intact.
I don't know, is that supposed to be romantic? Maybe for him it is. On the night of the 6th day, BP tells MC that there's been a lot of police cars patrolling the area lately, which is unusual considering he lives in a cabin in the middle of nowhere. So they're definitely onto him. From here you can get a few different endings, which are all considered the main good endings. He asks MC if she wants to stay at the house or escape with him. If you decide to stay, he's like, okay, well, you can't because I'm escaping and you've seen too much, so I'm just going to kill you and turn you into a work of art. Okay, so it kind of feels like there was really only one right answer to your question then. Like, you could have at least warned me that one of those options was going to lead to my death. But on the bright side, he considers MC to be his greatest work of art and treats her really well. Yay! If you choose to leave with him, which is obviously the right thing to do, the two get chased down by the police. From here, depending on your choices, you can get 3 other endings. In the first one, BP kisses MC on the forehead and runs off on his own, so she doesn't get caught up in the danger. The police question MC, but she purposely doesn't say much about BP because she's trying to protect him. Years go by and she never sees BP again, but a rose is left in her house. Wow, that was actually really bittersweet and kind of romantic. Yeah, I know, game. There's no need to worry. BP is a little too much for me.
I would like to dig your eyes out and put them in a glass jar.
There's another ending where the two escape the police together. Once again, years go by and the two are living together. But it's not the happy romantic ending you were all hoping for. Nope, in this one, he teaches MC all about murdering people and turning them into artwork so that she can take over his work one day. I'm sorry, what do you mean he's in his 40s? He looks like he's like 22. Dude has some fantastic skin. Maybe the mask he wears is actually one of those LED light therapy masks. Anyway, even though MC and BP aren't separated in this ending, I still like the Rose ending better. This is not a happy ending for our MC. Or is it? She seemed kind of happy. The final ending you can get is where the two escape the police, but instead of MC becoming BP's student, they just live together as a happy couple.
Don't worry, There's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing more dangerous than me here.
I don't think that was as comforting as he wanted it to be. This is not the happy ending I thought it was going to be. Like, this is kind of horrifying. Genuinely, I think the happiest ending in this game is the one where he leaves flowers for her every Halloween. The MC is obviously also not a good person, but she at least seems to keep her sanity in that ending and isn't killing people. But if you want a truly happy ending, there's a DLC where the two of them spend Valentine's Day together. Hooray for making chocolates with a murderer! Anyway, that does it for the Bloody Painter dating sim. For such a short game about dating a creepypasta, it's surprisingly well done. The game looks nice, and honestly, the endings are all pretty fascinating. It's interesting to unravel the psychology of Bloody Painter and the MC who has the ability to go down the same path as him. And I actually like that there's no cutesy romantic ending. The happiest endings you get are the one where you never see him again, and the creepy one where you're both evil together, because realistically, there's never going to be a happy ending with a murderous art lover. I am kind of a sucker for dark otomes with no happy endings. I mean, I did do a whole Let's Play on one. Sometimes it's interesting to play a game that's like, hey, this guy sucks, and he's never going to get better. Let's explore how messed up it would be to date him in a safe space, and remind you why you should never date someone like this. Also, I'm genuinely surprised that there's not more high-quality creepypasta dating sims like this one for as many fans as they have. And this wasn't even fan-made. It was made by the creator of Bloody Painter, and it seems like they have plans to do more with the character in the future. I think that's pretty cool. Most creepypastas are one-off stories, but can you imagine if the creators kept making official content for them? I think that that's pretty neat, and it's awesome that the author of Bloody Painter is continuing to expand on the character and give fans the content that they've been wanting. Have you ever heard of Bloody Painter or this game? Let me know in the comments below. Also, let me know if there are other games you'd like me to make a video on. I do, in fact, take all of your suggestions into consideration. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe to see more content from me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! Don't fall in love with a murderer.